Hi, I'm Paige, registered nurse and director of digital health coaching at Ovia. And today I'm going to talk about birth control and the many options available. Choosing a birth control method is a very personal decision. What works for some people won't work for others, and what solves an issue for one person might create an issue for another. When you're deciding to start or change your birth control, there's so much to consider. What's important to you? Do you prefer an option that you don't have to worry about most of the time? Or maybe you're looking for something hormonal to help you manage difficult periods. Maybe you have a health condition that prevents you from being able to use a hormonal option. Does having children in the future factor into your decision? There's a lot to think about. Here are some of the most popular birth control methods and why you might find them to be a good fit, depending on your preferences. The birth control implant is a small plastic rod inserted under the skin of the arm, and it releases a hormone that prevents the ovaries from releasing eggs. It can be inserted in a provider's office, and it goes right about here, and I've definitely helped people get that inserted before. The implant is more than 99% effective at preventing pregnancy. This might be a good fit for you if you're looking for a LARC. A LARC is the abbreviation that we use for long-acting reversible contraception. So you might want to use the implant if you're looking for a LARC that you don't have to worry about regularly. The implant can last for about 3 years. It's really effective at preventing pregnancy, and it doesn't interrupt sex. You might also have lighter or non-existent periods. LARCs can also be really cost-effective over the long term. The birth control pill, I'm sure you're all familiar with it. They use 1 or 2 hormones to regulate the menstrual cycle. There are so many types of birth control pills with different hormonal combinations and doses. It's about 91% effective, and that is really important that you take it correctly. So if you don't take it correctly, it's not as effective, obviously. So be sure that you follow the package instructions closely. That one might be a good fit if you're looking for lighter and less painful periods. Maybe you want a method that doesn't interrupt sex. You can also use the pill to skip your period, but you'll want to talk to your provider about your specific birth control pills to see if that's actually an option for you. The next one is the birth control patch. That's a small hormonal patch. You wear it right on your skin, on your arm. The patch needs to be changed once a week. It's 91% effective. And again, you have to really use that according to the package instructions. If you don't use it correctly, it's not as effective. This one would be a good fit if you're looking for, again, the lighter and less painful periods. And then also this one is special because it might help reduce your acne. It doesn't interrupt sex. It doesn't need to be taken every day. And you can also use the patch to skip your period. The birth control ring is another option. It is a small, flexible ring that releases hormones. So that ring is inserted into the vagina once every 3 to 6 weeks. So that's nice because you don't have to think about it as often. It's about 91% effective. Again, it has hormones, so it might be a good fit for you if you're looking for those lighter, less painful periods and reduced acne. Again, it doesn't interrupt sex. It doesn't need to be taken every day. And the nice thing is that it can be inserted right at home. You don't have to go into a provider's office. You can also use the ring to skip your period. The next type of birth control is the birth control shot. That is hormonal, and it's a shot that you need to get about once every 3 months. It's most effective when you continue to get the shots when they're due. So you want to kind of keep up with that. If you do that, it is 94% effective. This is hormonal, so it's a method that doesn't interrupt sex, and it can lead to lighter periods, or it can even eliminate your period completely. The next type of birth control is one that most people are really familiar with, and these are, of course, condoms. Now, the condom that most people are familiar with are the types of condoms that are worn on penises, but there are actually condoms that are also available to be worn on the inside of a vagina. Both of these are considered physical barrier methods of birth control, and the one worn on penises is 85% effective, while the vaginal one is about 79% effective. These might be a good fit for you if you're looking for something that's a little different than the other ones. So because this one is non-hormonal, that is really appealing to some people, and that means that there will be generally very few side effects. Additionally, they're affordable, they're available over the counter, and they're the only ones that offer protection against STIs, which of course are sexually transmitted infections. So because they can protect against STIs, they can be used on their own or alongside other birth control methods. I do want to note that you wouldn't want to use these two types of condoms at the same time. And finally, an IUD is a small T-shaped device that's inserted into the uterus. There are two versions. There's a copper version, which is hormone-free, and then there is a hormonal version, which is actually plastic, and that one does release hormones into the body. They are incredible because they are both 99% effective at preventing pregnancy. These might be a good fit for you if you're looking for a lark that you don't have to worry about regularly. The hormonal IUDs can last 3 to 5 years, and the copper IUD can last up to 10 years. Like I said, they're really effective at preventing pregnancy, they don't interrupt sex, and they do have different impacts on your period. So if you are looking to have a lighter period or even no period, you would want to go with the hormonal IUD. LARCs can also, as we know, be really cost effective over the long term. These are just some of the more effective forms of birth control that are reversible. Other methods include physical methods like the diaphragm, the cervical cap, birth control sponge, and spermicide. There are also behavioral methods, which are things like breastfeeding as birth control and cycle tracking. But I really urge you to really check into those methods before you go ahead and use them, because they're not effective unless you really know how you're doing that. And then permanent methods, which of course would be sterilization or vasectomy. With so many methods to choose from and so much to consider, it can be helpful to speak with a healthcare provider about your health history and your birth control preferences. They can help you learn more about all of your options, answer your questions, and really recommend a method that will work best for you and your personal situation. That's what I've got for you. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I am really so grateful that I can assist you with choosing your next birth control method.